Hey family, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing a few low carb, low budget recipes that we made this week. I hope you guys enjoy them. Alright guys, so for Monday night's dinner, we are going to do $1 Million Chicken. And then I'm going to steam some broccoli here for Dee and I. We'll have that with Caesar salad as well. And for the kids, I'm just going to make a box of this Annie's macaroni. So I'm going to start by preheating my oven to 350 degrees. And then I've got my chicken breasts from Sam's that we have bought. I got those sliced. And then I'm going to season that with salt, pepper, and some of the Tony's Creole seasoning. Alright, so now that I've got the chicken seasoned, I'm just going to put that onto my baking sheet over here. And then we'll get the mixture that goes on top of the chicken together. So the recipe calls for, I think, half a cup of green onion, of chopped green onion, but I'm going to go ahead and just chop all of this and use it up because we don't have any other recipes that need it. The recipe calls for 6 ounces of cream cheese. I'm going to go ahead and just use the whole block because if I don't, then those 2 ounces will go to waste. And we've had this sitting out for almost about 2 hours now, so it should be good and soft. Next up, we're gonna take half a cup of mayonnaise. Oops, that was supposed to be a 1/4 cup. I just put half a cup, but if you follow the recipe, put a 1/4. It'll still be okay. Half a cup of bacon. I'm just gonna use these bacon crumbles from Sam's. And I don't measure, I just put until it looks good. That works for me. Half a cup of green onions. I'm going to take about a handful, a little bit more, add that. And then 1.5 cups of Colby Jack. But I have sharp cheddar, so that's what I'm going to use. And you guys can use whatever you have on hand as well. Everything will still come out really good. Alright, so now that we got the cream cheese, the mayo, bacon, and green onion, and half of the cheese, we're gonna go ahead and combine, and then we'll just spread this mixture over the top of our chicken breast. So now let's get that mixture on top of these chicken breasts.
It's been 3 months since we talked. Feel like you're on the road, yeah. Me, myself, and I just keep on.
Alright, so now that we've got all the mixture spread out, I'm just going to go ahead and sprinkle a little bit of cheese over it and a little bit more bacon.
Oh, there it goes. Panic, I'm an addict, feel that rage inside. And oh, he don't even know. Babe, how can you be so blind?
Alright, time to get these in the oven, and they'll bake for about 30 minutes. Alright, so we have 20 minutes left on the chicken, so I'm going to go ahead and get these pots of water started to boil for the broccoli and the mac and cheese.
I got good old la 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 la. Do you feel?
Just pulled our chicken out of the oven. I'm still waiting on the broccoli, and I'm going to go ahead and put together our Caesar salad. And then when I plate The chicken, I'll go ahead and garnish that with a little bit more of green onion.
Holding me tight here in my bed. And oh, there he goes. Panic, I'm an addict, feel that rage inside. And oh, he don't even know. Babe, how can you be so blind?
Alright guys, so today is Tuesday night for us. For dinner we were supposed to do our crock pot barbacoa tacos, but to be honest, we're kind of burnt out on that recipe, so we decided against it. And I didn't really have a taste for anything. We couldn't really figure out what we wanted, so we're just gonna make tonight our Wingstop night and have some wings. We ended up ordering the new flavor. Tell me you nurse without telling me you nurse. We ended up ordering the new orange flavor. The boys wanted to try that, so they'll give that a try, then we'll let you know what they thought of it. All right, so here is Michael's order. He got two of the spicy Korean tenders, and then he got 5 of the new orange, can't say the second word, but the orange sauce boneless wings. Then we've got some lemon peppers and Jay's orange wings down there, and then some Louisiana rubs, some fries for the kids, and carrots for the adults. All right guys, so it is Wednesday night, and for tonight's dinner we're going to be doing meatloaf. I never gave you guys an update on the orange flavored sauce wings from Wingstop. The boys like them. They both said they would get it again, but I guess it was a very slight orange chicken taste. But I was looking at the Miranda Lambert's meatloaf recipe that I said that I was going to use, but I realized that I really don't follow the recipe. I haven't followed the recipe, so I'll show you what I use. And this is kind of just a variation of that, I guess. So I'm gonna use 1 pound of ground turkey, 1 pound of Jimmy Dean. I've got about a cup of ground pork rinds, since this is my low carb variation. If you're making just a regular meatloaf, you can use your Ritz crackers, saltines, breadcrumbs, whatever you're used to. I'm gonna use 2 eggs, Worcestershire, a teaspoon of mustard, a 1/4 cup of ketchup, and about a 1/4 cup of this brown sugar swerve. And that is it. You can add peppers and onions. My guys don't like that. I do, but majority rules here, and so I'm gonna omit those. I'm gonna make these into meatloaf muffins. So I'm gonna be using my muffin pan. This will give me 12 muffins. And we're gonna bake those for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. So I've got my oven preheating. At about 25 minutes, I will pull them out, drain off the grease a little bit, and then I'll top them with the ketchup sauce. So I'm gonna use ketchup, brown sugar, and a few dashes of the Worcestershire, and that'll be the sauce that I put on top. So gonna get our meatloaf muffins in the oven, and then tonight we're just gonna pair it with roasted Brussels. that I'm gonna do in the air fryer tonight since the oven will be occupied, and just another Caesar salad. While we've got the meatloaf in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and get the sauce together. I've got half a cup of ketchup here. I'm gonna do a few dashes of Worcestershire. And probably, I'm gonna start with 3 tablespoons of brown sugar and see the consistency from there. And if I need more, then I'll add a little bit more. So there's 3.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now.
I think that should be good, so I'm gonna go ahead and stick with 3. Just gonna sprinkle the Brussels with some oil and season with pepper, Tony's Creole, and then add some minced garlic. And I'm doing it on the cutting board because I'm about to put them on the trays for the air fryer.
But now I got my eye set on you. Oh, I'm not gonna play it safe. I'm not gonna play it safe.
Here is our meatloaf after 25 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and top it with our sauce and then put them back in the oven for another 5 minutes.
I'm trying to show you, but somehow felt I wanna have someone to hold. Walking through the place,
I just pulled the meatloaf out of the oven. Smells good, looks good. It will hopefully taste good. The Brussels sprouts just got done too, so while we let the meatloaf cool just a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and get our salad together. And then it'll be time to eat.
always got you on my mind.
Alright guys, so today is Thursday, and for tonight's dinner we are going to be making the crock pot stuffed pepper soup. I couldn't remember what I was making. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cooking my ground beef, and then I've got my bell pepper, green bell pepper, and onion here. I'm gonna get those chopped, and then we'll get everything dumped into the crock pot. And instead of the rice, since this is our low carb meal, I am going to be adding the cauliflower rice probably right before we eat it. I'm not gonna add it to the whole crock pot, but just into our bowls. Alright, so I'm just going to season the beef with salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder.
We've got, so take your neighbor by the hand and join the dance parade before the clock strikes and it's all too late.
Alright, so while the beef is cooking, I'm going to go ahead and chop my peppers and onion.
Come on over, it's the friendliest time of year. Come on up, come on in, nothing better than to give the gift of cheer. So come on in, come on up, come on over, we'll be singing all them songs. So
Alright, so the meat is cooked and the veggies are chopped, so I'm going to go ahead and add that to the crock pot.
Come on in, get together. Come on in, nothing better. So let us have a swinging.
Alright, to this mixture, I'm going to add 2 garlic cloves minced. So I'm just going to take some of this minced garlic stuff that I have from Sam's. 2 heaping little spoonfuls. A 15-ounce can of tomato sauce. 14.5-ounce can of fire roasted diced tomatoes.
Jingle bells.
Undrained. Half a teaspoon of salt.
That's oh so dear. Frost
A quarter teaspoon of pepper.
down. Watch out for rain.
Half a teaspoon of basil.
We stay up waiting for Santa tonight.
And 1 teaspoon of oregano. And I have half, so I'm gonna do 2.
While we're dancing around the Christmas tree, hugging and kissing.
And then last we need our chicken broth. So I'm just gonna give this a stir before I add in all the chicken broth. It says 30 ounces of chicken broth. This is a 32-ounce carton that I have. So I'll probably just leave a little bit out depending on how it looks.
On a Merry Christmas Day. Oh, a Merry Christmas Day.
Okay, so that is the 30 ounces that it calls for. And this is 2 ounces that remain. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add it to the crock pot. So I'm just gonna set this on low and let it cook for 8 hours, or you can turn it on to high and cook it for 4 hours. All right, here's our soup after cooking on low for about 8 hours. I just topped mine with some mozzarella cheese. All right, guys, so for the stuffed pepper soup, it's good, but Dee and I only had 1 serving, which is not common. We usually go back for seconds. It was just missing a little bit of kick. Maybe a can of Rotel would help it a little bit, or maybe like Jimmy Dean instead of ground beef. I don't know, there was just something that could have been a little bit better. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the recipes. Don't forget to like the video, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe to our channel to join our YouTube family. We'll see you guys in the next one.